Guten Appetit.
Thank you.
Eine Information. Bitte beachten Sie, dass eine Mitfahrt im Metronom nur noch nach der 3G-Regel möglich ist.
How do you feel about this trip?
I'm so excited. Hey, how do you feel about this trip?
But she said that Hamburg is a great city. I trust her.
Okay, cool.
Let's see.
3, 2, 1.
Yes, we finally arrived
We made it.
after 4 hours of dying on the train.
I was so very surprised because this was such a big city in comparison to the city that I live in. Everything was so grand and so beautiful.
We're at the Kunsthalle. Wir
Yes.
sind da.
What is it?
Many cities have this like Kunsthalle concept. It's basically a museum, and
Yes.
you can go and see their exhibitions. And this is like just about art. Ich bin super aufgeregt. Ich möchte entdecken, alle entdecken.
Before we came here, Sarah told me that it would take hours to visit the whole museum, and I didn't believe her. But we are going to see why it really did take hours. I hope that you will have a good time watching my video, and I really hope that you will decide to come and visit Hamburg one day, especially to this Kunsthalle. Actually, before we start our adventure, me and Sarah are going to find a restaurant because we are super hungry, especially Sarah.
I want to try something like German, a traditional dish or something.
Hello. Hey. What is your dish?
My dish is some Schnitzel. I went really German on this. Das riecht super gut. Ich glaube, das wird sehr, sehr lecker sein.
Can't wait to eat.
Let's go.
Okay.
One eternity later. Okay, enough with eating. Now it's the time for the museum. Here we have a lot of exhibitions that change from time to time, so it's never really one thing. And we are in the room of contemporary art. Here, this is called Deep Cleaning. It's the name of the piece. These are some cleaning towels that are folded very orderly.
What is this? What is what? Look. What the wow.
We know that what we eat here will go down there.
Art comes in many forms, and contemporary art can be very hard to understand. But I love them anyway. I love how the artist can be so creative. At least this piece has its name. It's called Overturned, Turned Over, and Overturned, and Turned Over.
Do you know what we're doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I don't hear anything anymore.
This is all meaningless, but I can't admit that because I look like stupid then.
Okay, so we're at this point where we have a bunch of sayings in French.
So the artist just wanted to share the sexist proverbs from her hometown. When you write it like this and put it into a museum, then it really makes people think, I think.
Yes.
Hello there.
Oh, I look so horrible today. Okay, I know.
I feel exactly the same. Oh my god,
Yes,
you're breathtaking.
I know.
Another eternity later.
Look at her! She's so excited for this.
They cancelled it in Göttingen, the city that we come from, and I'm super excited because I've been
Yeah.
last year too, and it's amazing.
I mean, me too.
Whatever God you believe in, or think there's nothing up there. Whatever signs
That is a traditional German drink. They drink this in winter. I don't know so well, but as far as I know, with wine, they don't just say cheers, which is like Prost in German, but they say zum Wohl, which is like for your goodness. I hope.
Anyways.
Zum Wohl.
Blah blah, Christmas market, you know the deal. But actually, you have to be there to understand why we were so enthusiastic. And also because COVID just cancelled everything. So it's so good to actually be here and just enjoy a little bit of Christmas spirit, you know? And I hope you enjoyed this little trip. I know that we haven't visited like a lot of Hamburg because we only have a day. And Hamburg is a very big city, like it's a state on its own. But hey, that leaves room for another visit in the future, you know? Going to another city is actually a good way to detox and de-stress because I have big exams coming up. But yes, of course, I will take care of myself against COVID, against the cold, against everything. Oh, and happy birthday, Sara!
Unser nächster fahrplanmäßiger Halt ist dann wie immer Hamburg, Harburg. Sehr geehrte Fahrgäste, bitte halten Sie sich an die bestehende Maskenpflicht.